Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven, where home plus art equals heart. In tonight's live video broadcast, it is Tish Talk, where we're going to sit back and have a little art chat with my friend Karen from Waterfall Acrylics. Hello,
Hi.
Karen.
Hi. You have to tell them what I just went through.
She had to MacGyver some stuff, and it was awesome watching her work because it's like watching another creative's mind is just the coolest thing ever. So yeah, we had to go from one device to a different one because we were having audio problems and just all kinds of craziness. So we're rolling with it, and I appreciate Karen for just going with the flow and
Literally.
literally it's just this kind of craziness, and I apologize for being late. So but it's it's all part of being live, is figuring it all out on the fly. So let's say hello to the people in chat here. Lee L Spicy is here. Cheryl is here. Doris is here. Jan from Serendipity Soul Fluid Art is here. Hello, hello. Heather Mater is here. Oh, we got so many people. Julia is here. Diana is here. Tracy is here. Hello, hello, hello. And Shelly from Shelly Anderson Art is here. Wonderful.
Hi,
to see
Shelly.
you all. Wonderful. And Brooke, my favorite Brookie Cookie, is here. Hello, hello. I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. I'm trying to scroll and everybody's chatting. And Sharon is here. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Okay. So, what are you going to be working on tonight, Karen?
So I am usually inspired by color. Like I get hooked on the color and I just have to go with it. And I did a video a while back. It's number 223. That was this very interesting color combination using pigments. And it was I think it was a 12 by 24, and it was a pour over an old canvas, and the whole thing cracked.
Oh,
And
no.
I got teary-eyed. So I thought I would recreate just a little I'm going to do a flip cup using those colors, but I'm going to be using the Shelly Art recipe to do my flip cup. So not a bloom, but I'm using untinted house paint with some triple thick varnish as my pouring medium. And then I have four colors of pigments that I'm going to use with a little bit of, I think, Payne's gray and white, and just do 2 flip cups. I'm hoping to make like a little diptych on 2 10 by 10s.
Oh, wow.
I had it all thought out, didn't I?
You were like on the ball, lady. I'm impressed. I really am. So, and I happened to miss someone. Sharon, I apologize for missing you. I didn't mean to. Really, truly, not blowing sunshine. Welcome to the Artist Haven, and welcome to our little tribe. So, now that that's all, I was getting anxious there. I was worried that we weren't gonna be able to do this because we were not gonna be able to see your art. Oh, she's watching us.
I had to, because I couldn't see the comments. So now I'm like, okay, I have my phone. I can watch the comments. For the audience, I have an iPad on my contraption that holds my cell phone for videoing on my arm. It's an arm that does this. And I took rubber bands, and I have my daughter's iPad hanging upside down from the rubber bands on the arm of this contraption, just so we could get me on camera tonight. It's pretty funny.
It was one of these moments.
Yes.
It's just I'm just blessed that you can think outside the box. So
yes. What are you working on?
I'm actually yesterday I started kind of an experimental process, and this is all my drips from various paintings that I just combined together and got this really pretty steel blue, more
Oh
gray.
yeah.
It's really pretty. So I'm using this as background color to these colors. This is a custom kind of coral and some metallic leaf green, some yellow ochre, and some hot pink pearl by our
Excuse me.
goodness.
Choking on my tea.
Don't do that. But I'm gonna do a swipe, chunky swipe, which I call a chunky swipe. I use a trowel, a notch trowel to do the different swipes. So, and then I have a little card too to fill in spots. But I'm just going to do a little swipe, and then eventually this will be part of a triptych because I want to do a Dutch pour as well, and maybe a chain pull in the Dutch pour like I've done in the past. So it'll be part of a triptych kind of thing. So it's just seeing what I can do with leftover paint since everybody is sold out of everything.
Right?
It's like I'm out of white and nobody has any white. So besides, I can get titanium white, but that's not what I want. So, we all have our things that we want and that we need. And it's just like those elements that we just go with. And I'm not able to find it right now. I'm hoping next week when I go on my little Michael's excursion. So anyway, so Karen is from Waterfall Acrylics, which is the name of your company as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And where online can we find
the company of one?
Well, hey, I'm a company of one. I think majority of us here are a company of one. You know what? We don't, we can always say, I always say, when I go to the coffee shop and I sit there and I talk to myself, I'm having a company meeting. So,
that's right.
People can't stare at me funny. It's like, I'm having a meeting. Leave me alone.
That's right.
So where online can we find you? Are you on Facebook?
I am everywhere. I'm obviously on YouTube. There's a Waterfall Acrylics Facebook page. There's a Waterfall Acrylics Instagram account. And I just joined all the cool kids in TikTok land.
She's on TikTok, y'all.
Yeah, which is, I have no idea what I'm doing because it's like a completely different world and you got to put your art to music and be all hip and cool. And I'm just sort of fuddy-duddy lady. And I'm like, what am I doing? But they seem to like it. So
that's awesome.
Why
I'll
not?
have to try and find you because I'm on TikTok as well. I call it the black hole because I go on TikTok and I don't come out for like 2 hours. So
oh wow.
I'm on there. There's so many people I follow that do so many cool things, cosplay and
oh yeah.
There's an ancient literature dude that does like voiceovers and stuff. He's got the coolest voice and he talks in what's that called? Viking language, like the old ancient languages and stuff. And he's just really cool. And I like watching his content. So
I got on it because my daughter is on it because she practices all the little dance moves.
Yeah.
And just before we went live, when I asked you to send me the link to her phone number, I ran up to her room. I'm like, I need to borrow your AirPods. And she was in the middle of like dancing, and she's going to kill me for talking about this, but she was in the middle of dancing in front of the mirror, practicing her little dance move.
Oh,
it was really cute. She turned like 5 shades of red.
Well, it's cool. It's cool. You got to express yourself somehow. So where are you located right now, and where did you grow up?
I've been here, 30 years now. I live just outside of Washington, D.C., in the suburbs of Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, the biggest city near me is actually the capital. It's an interesting place to live. I guess it's kind of like being in Paris, well, not right now with COVID, but it's very touristy.
Okay.
And it's year round. So if you're down there, you never really get a break from tourism. But it's a lovely city. But I'm like country girl light. Like I need to be away from the city, but I still want to access, like, to go to a mall and buy a cute purse. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be so far out that it takes me 3 hours to go shopping. But I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, so I'm a diehard Steelers fan. I get back to Pennsylvania every, a few times a year. I still have family in Pittsburgh, but this is home now. You know what I mean? Like that was home for a long time, but after so many years, this is home here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I hang my hat.
Awesome.
At least for a few more years.
My friend Brooke lives out in Williamsburg, Virginia. So.
Yeah, it's like about 3 hours south of me.
Okay. Well, she's
been there many times.
Karen lives out by me, and I'm like, well, we'll just have to have coffee when I come.
Oh my God, Shelly lives in Falls Church. Hi, Shelly. That's like right down the road from me. Reston and Sterling. So I'm in Reston.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the town I live in, Reston, Virginia. It's what's its claim to fame? It's when people ask me about my hometown, I say it's a really nice place to live, but you really wouldn't want to visit. If that makes any sense. Like it's perfectly lovely and has shops and bike trails and tennis and swimming, but there's nothing like here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like a cultural center or anything like that. It's just pretty much it's the first.
It's a small town.
Yeah, it was the first planned community in the country, like totally planned out.
Oh, wow.
And that's how it got its name, from this guy named Robert E. Simon. So they took the RES and then they decided town. So it was RESTON. And that's how it got its name, because he was the guy who planned the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. See, it's boring, though.
No, it's not boring. It's interesting.
It's really thick. So, yeah.
So, if you were asked this question, was there a moment when you switched from finding time to create art to making time to create art? What would you say?
Wow. For me, it was, I retired last summer because my daughter has a significant learning disability. She's adopted. She has fetal alcohol syndrome. So she needs a lot of support and assistance. And now that she was entering middle school, it dawned on me that middle school gets out at 2 p.m. Mom needs to be home. So I made the decision to retire early and be home, and then to support her. And so when I was working, it was definitely a case of trying to make time. And now it's the opposite. Now, like, I think my husband and daughter realize that this is my little side business, and they give me the freedom, like, okay, mommy's going to paint today. She's going to be taking over the kitchen because we live in a tiny house and I have no other place to paint, and she's going to take over. So let's go do something. So it was definitely a find time when you were working, or make time when you were working. And now it's more like find time, carve it out. I need to get a video up. Not that I need to, but I do feel I started my channel because I'm essentially lazy, didn't want to write down anything. And I'm like, oh, I'll just record it. That way I don't have to remember.
Right.
And so I did that for like a year without giving any thought whatsoever about what it means to have a YouTube channel. I didn't like do hashtags or really promote myself. I would just get on there and talk, and like, oh, no, I don't have to remember that particular recipe. I can just, find the video and rewatch it. And that's how I kind of stumbled into making this more into business, because the YouTube helps with sales, and, it kind of grew from there. But like, I literally did it for a year only to like help me document my own progress, not for other people, but more for myself.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And I talk a lot, usually just because I'm nervous. I'm an introverted heart, and people usually don't believe me, but I'll be exhausted after this. Like, I won't want to talk the rest of the night. I will be wiped out. And but I'm quite chatty, usually because I'm nervous. And I felt if I just pretended everybody was like on the other side of my kitchen island, I could talk and just pretend they're there, then I could get through it. So that's what I do. I just
Well,
pretend you're there.
that
So like
that
right now, you're not, in the Midwest. I'm just pretending you're like right across from me on the other side of my island, making your little painting. You're like way ahead of me too. I'm like slow.
I'm actually just kind of putzing around. I'm not really digging the way this is flowing. I think I have too many heavy paints in this
I'm
for it to
having
go the way I
consistency
want.
troubles. Yeah, I'm having consistency troubles because I'm trying a new varnish and it's much thicker and heavier than what I'm used to. So now I'm like, what? This seems really thick. So that's why I've been goofing around trying to get all the
Oh no, you're
consistencies the
fine.
same.
You're fine. You're fine. Plus, you're talking.
Yeah,
That's what we
yeah,
do. You know.
that's what we do.
So,
But
how would you define art?
anything creative,
Okay.
simple as that.
Yep. You have the same
Chalk
point.
art, people who like take, I don't know, when I was a kid, I liked to make dolls and flowers out of the pipe cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the colored pipe cleaners were the bomb. So, anything creative to me is art.
Absolutely. I'm of
Yeah.
the same notion. So I kind of
I got my
I kind
tea. I got my chocolate.
I always it's funny because I've been watching your channel for a very long time. I can't even I mean I probably 2 years. Probably since like
Oh, wow. You're
I know
original.
I'm very close to original. Just because I always loved the way you just would have your tea and your chocolate and you would paint. You reminded me a lot of a couple of people in my life that were very much similar, very chatty, had always had cool stories, and you helped me get through some really difficult times in my life, and
Oh, thanks.
I appreciate that. It's nice to have a friend that you don't even know, is a friend until you actually talk to each other and come to that conclusion. So
That's something I never thought about or even considered. And having a channel is hearing those types of comments and realizing the impact you can have on people without even knowing it
yeah,
is a very, very powerful thing. So thank you for doing this, by the way. It's a really awesome thing to get artists together. I really appreciate it.
yeah. Well, and that's everybody's all the people that I've talked to that are the professional YouTubers are like, well, you got to have a niche, and you got to have you can't do things on live streams, and you can't do this and you can't do that. I'm like, oh yeah, hold my beer. But, they're like, oh, you're never gonna grow, you're never gonna do this, and it's like, you know what? I still do an edited video once a week, just to appease the YouTube gods. But I'm here to do what I want to do, and that's build a community, and have our tribe, and support each other, and love each other, and give a place that people can go when they're having a bad day and laugh and love and see some really cool art being made. So
Right. That's what it's all about at the end of the
but
day.
that's all it's all about. And I don't know. I'm grateful that I have wonderful artists like you that agree to do this crazy stuff,
It's
and
fun.
well, it's absolutely fun. I love doing this. I love meeting new people and seeing people in the chat, and just having fun with life. So, as a creative though, what helps you find and or keep motivation?
It's funny. It's um It's usually I can get inspired by just literally staring at colors will do it for me most of the time. But I got to say, COVID really threw me for a loop in that I had to force myself to paint, particularly during the month of April. It was really hard. And then I'm just going to say that then the opposite happened where so much bad things were happening in the country with George Floyd's death that almost sparked creativity. Like I couldn't take so much bad news, and I had so much empathy for the people demonstrating and marching and all of that it flipped a switch. And ever since then, I've been creative as hell, which is weird to me because I would have, I would assumed I had gone into like March and April thinking, oh, I'm going to have all this time to paint. It's going to be great. And instead I like sat around and played, Words with Friends all day. Like I couldn't get into it. And it took like a tragedy to like kick my butt into gear. I don't know why that is, but that's how it worked for me.
I think you and I are very similar. Where for me, because I'm in Minneapolis, I'm in a suburb of Minneapolis, so I watched an area that I actually lived in go up in flames. And it was very, very difficult for me, and I was just overwhelmed with empathy of the people that own those small businesses that, and lived in that area and everything, that I just poured myself into my art because I needed the escape. I needed a way to process everything that I was feeling, that I was thinking. And I think I think you were similar in that aspect where you just needed a way to process, and art is our way of processing. Much like a musician will pour himself or herself into creating music when they're feeling a certain emotion. And that's why, art imitates life. I believe it's because we put the emotion into what we create. So I think you're very much like me in that aspect. And I when you started saying that, I started getting goosebumps. You can't see it because all my freckles are in the way, but when you were saying that, I was like, dude, I'm getting goosebumps. So okay, all of that sadness and craziness that has happened in the U.S. aside, because we love all people and all artists and all creatives, what is your favorite cringe-worthy word?
Cringe-worthy word?
Like something that just makes, like a word that makes you just go, ew.
The C word.
Okay. If you don't know what that is, word that is, y'all.
Moist. Moist. Moist is another gross word. Oh my God. Moist. Yeah, like
yes. That is a common word that most people don't like, is the C word and the word moist. I don't like that word either. That word gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like it at all. So if you could create with any one person, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Create?
Yes, create or just hang out with, whatever.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Very cool.
And Paul Serac.
I don't know who that is.
He's a French post-impressionist artist.
Okay.
And it wasn't that he was like as good as like a Monet or anything. But he did he'll do a landscape and you'll see a vast landscape, and then he'll have two people in a wagon and it'll be like sitting really close to each other. Like he was really good at the spatial aspects of art.
Okay.
Like that were really fascinating to me.
Awesome. That is Sharon says C for chocolate. Yeah, I don't think that's the word.
No, I don't think so.
Well, hello, Lisa Wyatt. Good to see you. And Jeff B has snuck in here too. And if I have missed you and you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you'd like to join our little tribe, because, we're just a bunch of creatives here and you're enjoying the vibe, all you got to do is click that subscribe So C is for cookie. We're getting all kinds of C words. That's not the word we're talking
Not
about.
the word, no.
It rhymes with
Nope.
hunt. Okay.
Yes.
So, what has been your greatest accomplishment in art, in life, just whatever?
My greatest accomplishment in life is definitely adopting my daughter from the bowels of Siberia in Russia. It took us almost 3 years to get her, so that was a big accomplishment. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. That was huge.
Okay. That's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So, what has been your greatest struggle?
Wow, that's going to be deep. My greatest struggle would probably be, how do I say this without getting all mushy? Probably, I'm a little too forgiving in my personal life.
Right.
And so probably a little more self-love. I don't suffer fools lightly. Like I'll call people when they're BS.
You're right.
But a part of me will let them get away with it too, if that makes any sense. I'll grouse about it, but I won't really do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you there. I get you. I'm too. Everybody tells me I'm too nice, and
yes,
and everything, and it's like, well, I don't want to be mean to people, even if they deserve it, because what if they they've only had meanness in their life, and that's the only way they know how to be.
Well, I'm done. I just dropped my card in my painting.
Oh no, you can rescue that. Come on, I've seen you pull some magic. That iPad was magic.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. That did not work at all. I need a paper towel.
There's no, what is it that Bob Ross says? There's no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Yeah, right. Bite me, Bob.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt. So what would you
get to go see his, can I just say, Tish, I got to see his paintings in person a couple months ago. He has the family that runs his organization live about 30 miles from here. And so they rented out a local gallery and they brought in like 50 of his original paintings. And it was up for a month and I got to go see all of his work. It was amazing.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. That just makes me a little bit jealous right there.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I mean, I love him. I'm just joking around, but
I know. I grew up watching Bob Ross. I think the majority of us know who Bob Ross is. And if you don't know, Google it. Okay.
Yes.
I think that where you drop that card, you've got all these cool cells going on right there.
Yeah. It's getting a little something. I'm trying a new recipe and I'm not liking it. So I got to jazz it up a little bit.
Got to bring it in. It looks really, really cool. So what would you tell 16-year-old you?
16-year-old me. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs or go do drugs?
Well, I did drugs, so I would say don't do drugs.
Okay. See,
I was a Catholic girl rebel. I was bad.
What's with the East Coast girls? Jazz.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm bad. I'm really, really bad.
What'd you forget?
I forgot to put our names on. See it? I'm usually more on top of things, but we were trying to figure out your camera.
Yes.
Audio and everything, so I got distracted. Okay, so what is a medium that you've dreamed of playing with, or another art form that you've wanted to do?
Probably. I probably want to. I can't do it in my house. Is the problem? Is I really want to do layered resin art, but I can't because it's I have to resin just as a top coat late at night in my kitchen with my French doors open for the fumes, and only in the summer months or when it's warm enough. And so being able to do that would be really tough. So my backup plan is I actually have a couple pieces I started. I did one and sold it, but I haven't shown it on social medias. I've been doing textured paintings where I use mastic and crackle paste, and been making some abstract pieces that are textured.
Very cool.
Oh, I kind of like this piece that came out.
Ta-da! Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you have the music. I so have to have that music. Oh
yes, I have quite a few sound effects. It's part of my live show. I've been trying to hold back on some of them because I don't want to, strange
that's
people
very
out.
earthy. So that's what it looks like.
It's very cool. Very
where's
cool.
yours? Go back to you. I want to see yours.
Mine is not nearly as pretty. Mine is just this guy right here. So I like
pretty colors.
I like the lines that it creates, and it's selling up. It's got a bunch of little tiny cells. I didn't hit it with the torch yet. I'll do that later. Because the torch is.
Maybe I should hit mine with the torch.
Do you want to do that with the paint because you use that pouring medium, the bloom pouring medium? I've never had luck with hitting it with the torch. So, but then again,
let's find out just for giggles.
Okay.
It just made some freckles.
Freckles are cool. See, freckles are very cool. So, in this crazy world we live in, what are three things that bring you joy?
Horseback riding and nature, for one. That's one. I'm an outdoor girl, so anytime I can go, my family were very big into seeing all the national parks we can. So doing that would be two. And third, joy, the joy of art. I mean,
Awesome.
The joy of art. What pouring medium am I using tonight? So tonight I used my my HGTV Ultra Deep Base untinted house paint with Varathane polyacrylic triple thick. It's definitely triple thick and way too thick. Somebody was asking, so I thought I'd answer real quick.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that too. It was Lori.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of cool, but it's not what I was thinking was going to happen. But do I have time to throw up another canvas?
Actually, I was just getting to the lightning round, so we're just about over. So
okay, then I'll dork around with the sides. That's perfect.
Well, the lightning round goes kind of quick, so
okay, lay it on me.
It's our lightning round, and I got to do my little sound effect. Pew 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 pew. So it's just a this or that question, and you just answer which one over the other, like which one do you like better, or that kind of thing. So it goes really quick. There's only 13 of them, so and I picked 13 because 13 is my favorite number. So my daughter was born on the 13th. I'm not weird. Well, I am weird, but I'm not.
I gotcha.
Weird. So number 1, cat or dog?
Dog.
Number 2, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Number 3, text message or call?
Text.
Number 4, library or museums?
Museums.
Number 5, chocolate or vanilla?
Duh. Have you met me?
Well, yes, but no.
Chocolate all the way.
All the way, all the way. Sorry, I think of sportscasters when I hear that. But number 6, car or motorcycle?
Car.
Number 7, comedy or horror?
Oh, comedy.
Number 8, Superman or Batman?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Number 9, fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Number 10, ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Number 11, Alaska or Hawaii?
I've been to Hawaii multiple times. I've never been to Alaska, so I don't know what I don't know. So I'm going to have to go with Hawaii.
Okay. Number 12, mountains or beach?
Can I say?
You can say both.
I lived at the beach because I lived in Miami. So I know what that's like. And I love the mountains, but I need a body of water. So can I say like a mountain with a lake?
There you go. That works too. And number 13, pasta or pizza?
Too hard.
See that's
pasta
not that
or pizza.
That one's an easy one for me. So
I'm going to go with pasta.
that would be my answer too, because I don't like pizza. I know it's the weirdest thing ever, but my ex-husband, like 2 or 3 times a week we'd have pizza, and I'm just done with pizza. Just done. Just done. Just like McDonald's. I can't eat McDonald's either. It's like blah.
Oh, right.
But anywho, that is all the questions for tonight. And I just want to say thank you to Karen for joining us tonight. I appreciate you and you sharing your talents with us. That is an amazing painting. And I have links for Karen's channel, as well as I do believe her Etsy is on there as well. So if you see something on her channel that you like, I'm sure she posted on there, and that's a good way to get a hold of her.
There's a sale going on. Everything's 20% off.
Awesome. Everybody loves a sale. Sales are awesome. So if you're new to the channel and you've never been here before, I'm hoping you're enjoying your vibe. And we do this every week with a different artist. Sometimes I just go on and open up the floor to questions. But most of the time we have another artist. So if you want to be reminded, all you need to do is click subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, please share it out and let people know the great things that we're doing here on the channel and the great things that Karen is doing on her channel. And just all the wonderful things that are going on here on the YouTubes.
Thanks for having me, Tish.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for joining the Haven, Shelly Anderson. I appreciate you. And thank you to all in the chat for joining us. I appreciate that you've been here with us. And
hold on.
Uh-oh. She's bringing it up. I know. I can't do that with mine. Mine's stuck.
That's the rubber bands.
We love the rubber bands. We're happy with rubber bands tonight. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Tish.
Remember,
guys.
Be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.
Peace out.